Hi, and welcome back to my live stream. My name is Marco Andre da Silva, and I'm gonna analyze Bitcoin and talk about, are we gonna dump or Trump? Wait, what? Are we gonna dump or pump when Trump is getting in office? And that's gonna be on the 20th, next Monday. And now let's check what's gonna happen. So we all know the inauguration is going to happen on the 20th. Everybody thinks Bitcoin is going to the moon. It's going to be the moment that Trump is going to maybe do the executive order and start doing the strategic reserve. Or is he delaying it? Or I'm sorry for all the emails. Or is Bitcoin going to dump because nothing's going to happen? People are going to get panic and then they're going to start selling. So we had in my last video that I did, we went over Bitcoin and we thought that there's going to be a lower low, that Bitcoin needs to dump before we can pump again. And now let's check the trades. Let's see if it all worked out. Let's analyze USD dominance, Bitcoin dominance, and check where's Bitcoin heading. Are we going to dump or are we going to pump on the 20th? So let me start and open up the Bitcoin chart. Here we go. Boom. Here we are. Ooh, what a nice day today. A nice Friday pump. We're at 103K, almost 104. So here is the trade that I talked about in my last live stream. I mean, what a beautiful entry, spot on. It tapped into it. As we know, we talked about it last time. Here's the volume range. Let me get that back in. We said we were kind of up here. We said we need to go down. There needs to be a capitulation. There needs to be a huge wick. There needs to be volume that comes in, and preferably we need a divergence somewhere. So here was the value area low that we had in volume profile. We had a a key zone and a support over here, and we said Bitcoin needs to drop lower, tap into this, and worst case scenario is we're gonna go and dip into the liquidity we have at 85K. We saw the first dip was enough. We had a nice double top, double bottom here on the RSI. We had a lower low here on the price action, nice divergence, and we had volume coming in, as you see on this candle, and that pushed us all the way up to 103.9K today. So what happened with USD dominance at the same time is we tried to break out from this little trend line that we had. We tried to break out. We did a divergence in the RSI and it was a fake out and we went all the way down. So I was really happy to see this. I thought probably we're going to go up and kill that high and take the liquidity that we had there, but we did not take that out, and we went all the way to only 4.54%. Now, what I think is going to happen next is I hope that we're going to break this key zone and this is going to push Bitcoin. Do I think it's going to happen right now? No, I don't think so. The same goes for Bitcoin dominance. We see Bitcoin dominance is loading up, probably because we're going to have a next leg up. Now let's go back to the Bitcoin chart. Let me take away this volume profile because we don't need it. Here you go. So what I think is going to happen next, regardless of the inauguration of Trump, is we need to pull back. We need to retrace. We need to kind of calm down a little bit and then go for it again, because we don't want to start next week with everything overbought and the RSI really up in those levels, especially now in the 4 hour. We don't have a divergence yet. That's good. So that gives space for more for another leg up. Now here is an interesting zone right now. We had this head and shoulders pattern. If you go into the 1 hour, we were here at the top. We had this here. Let me show you. We had this one shoulder, we had the head, and we had this other shoulder. And this was the top we had at 108K. Now the neckline was here, and this was a great support that we're gonna just take right now. Here, boom. And as we see, let me open it up a little bit. I like to draw them a bit wider because I don't like it when there's only lines. I like to work with boxes because that gives me a ratio of where it probably could bounce, retrace, reject, or whatever. And as you see, we nicely bounced in here. I think that we need to get a little rejection, a little retrace right now. At the same time, it's the 0.764 Fibonacci level from that top to the bottom. And I think when you look at the dominance chart as well, we're moving up. We could get another rejection at that trend line. The same thing goes for this level. We could move all the way up here or reject right here. Same goes for USDT. Dominance, we had a nice pull down, but we can't go down all the time, right? So we need a retrace also in the USDT dominance chart, and I think this is going to be the next retrace we get on Bitcoin. At the same time, what I think is going to happen is we're going to reject up here. Preferably, we're going to close this 4-hour candle above that high, so we're not going to get a swing failure pattern. And afterwards, Bitcoin should start to retrace a little bit, probably move down, do a lower high, or do a swing failure pattern after that, and then move back to this level for a little retrace to see if we get a nice hidden divergence here with that low, and then move for the next leg up and probably diverge on the 4-hour. And this takes us to the question, when is all this going to happen? So I want to be prepared when Trump gets in office for a probable dump, because I think he's going to have, like, there's a lot of speculation about everything he's going to do. I mean, we had a nice news that he thinks about buying Sol, buying XRP, and buying other altcoins for a strategic reserve. And everybody is pretty hyped. And I always get a little scared when people get hyped, because this is the moment people stop thinking and do the most mistakes. So I have opened that trade. I'm in this trade. Am I going to close it now? No, I'm not. I definitely moved it break even. We have nice profits here. I took profits on these levels and all the levels that are key zones or possible rejection points. I took profits, and now I'm just going to leave a runner, put a break even, and see where it goes. Now, we haven't really retested that trend line in the higher time frames, so this is something I think needs to happen and would be healthy if it happens. So this is why I see a pullback on Bitcoin, and afterwards, when Trump gets in office, I think we're gonna have a little dump. Is it going to be a problem? I don't think so. I think it's healthy. I think we could pump higher right now and then reject on a higher level up here and go all the way down when Trump gets in office. But, you know, by the rumors, sell the news. Everybody's so excited, and sometimes the excitement over something is bigger than the actual news dropping or when it actually happens. So I think we're going to probably reject in this area. I'm going to take this high here. So I think about around this area is a nice point where we can reject. I'm going to leave that in the chart. I'm just going to take it away. So next time we can see if we were right or not, because I love looking back and taking notes on what actually happened, what I could have seen. And sometimes Bitcoin just being Bitcoin, and you can't predict everything, right? So now to wrap it up on Bitcoin, in my opinion, if nobody is in a trade, I would pull a fib from here. Let me quickly do it a default. All right. Okay, so if I would try to find an entry right now, I would definitely wait until we get obvious reversal or retrace in the bigger time frames. Now then I would pull a Fibonacci and see if it aligns with any levels that I have drawn in. Now let me quickly pull a volume from here. Okay, you see point of control is right on this area. So what I would recommend, or what I would do, is open up a trade here with a bigger stop loss, and let me pull that over here and then probably do another nice DCA level around, where's that low? Around here. This is where I would do another DCA. So enter here, do a DCA, and then I would probably pull that up until we hit what I think is going to be maybe the top. Not sure yet. I have some other charts I look at for top indication. I'm definitely going to pull it up until, let's say, 122 about this. And this would be the trade I would leave it open. I would take if I wouldn't be in a trade right now. But I need to tell you guys, you got to have caution right now. It's not actually the time to open trades. It's always better to wait for a deep reversal and then get in. If you get in here, that's great. You can leave it running. There's no real problem with that. But if you want to get in now, sometimes markets like to shake people out. So normal people would think, oh, it's a great point to get in right now here. People, we're gonna have a retest, and it just pulls through and goes even lower. In my opinion, we could definitely drop as low as this level, 93.5K. I think this is possible if we get the Trump dump. But as of now, the RSI is still good. Everything looks really good. It doesn't look like we're gonna do a reversal when you look at the price action and the indicators that I use. So if you really want to be in a trade, do this. If not, I would play the low level like this. You would definitely have a better risk to reward chance. So I would preferably take this trade over this, but I always like to show two setups, two probabilities, and see how the chart reacts. And then when we get closer to the moment to open a trade, this is when I decide which of these trades I'm going to take. That was the same with this and the lower trade. Now, let me move that a bit closer and move this to the other side like that. Perfect. So this is what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin. Now, let me go and check Ethereum. Here you go. So remember, we also opened, or we had drawn in a nice Ethereum trade, a long, and as you see, this setup was hit perfectly as well. It got really close with the stop loss, but either way, in these times, I like to use soft stop losses. That mean I'm just going to close the trade manually when a 4-hour candle closes below my stop loss. But I would only recommend this to people that also have time and also sit in front of the computer or check the charts regularly, so they can see when that happens and close it, and don't like go away for 8 hours and then suddenly you have two candles that close below and the thing went downhill and your account is lost. So anyways, I always say those are trade ideas. I'm not taking those trades right now. I'm going to look at them. I'm going to evaluate it when we get closer to them. I might not take every trade, but this is the stream and my videos is more me learning, taking you on the journey, and giving you possibilities and insights of what I think is going to happen. And as you know, nobody knows what happens in the markets. There's a lot of probabilities, and there's a lot of great analysts out there that say different things. That doesn't mean that one is wrong, the other is right. It always means that things change with just one news. Everything can change. So nobody really knows what happens. So as we see, we got the nice dump down here. We had a nice divergence in the 4-hour that shows me we have strength. We had nice volume coming in this bounce candle. Ethereum didn't perform as strong as I wished, but I am really, really bullish on ETH because we have that multi-year trend line that we have a deviation here. We tried to break it. We didn't make it. We went all the way down again. And I think it is really healthy. We built market structure. We took the lows here, the liquidity from those lows. We bounced into the nice Fibonacci golden pocket, taking it from that low to that top. And we had this key zone that it nicely closed in it. That shows there was enough strength to hold that level. Now, what I think is going to happen to ETH is about the same thing that is going to happen to Bitcoin. I see Ethereum, hopefully, if we don't retrace right now, I see Ethereum definitely going back to about this level here. So if we pull here, we have the golden pocket in here. Let me take that away quickly so we see it more nicely. We have a fair value gap around here. Get a nice fair value gap around here. Let me change this. Whoop, whoop. Go. We have a nice fair value gap here. Now let's check the volume profile of the whole range. This is where Bitcoin also bounced. We had nice volume support over here as well. Now let me see what changes if I pull it to the level that we are now. Let me pull this all the way here. So now we have a more up-to-date volume profile. Now let me take a little one from this low that we had. Oop, that was wrong. I need to change my mouse sensitivity. This is, here you go. So we have the puck right around the same area that the range volume profile has. We have it up here is the volume area high. Really logical why it's up there. And we have the low down here in our key zone that is close to the fair value gap, to the golden pocket, and to the value area low. So if I would look for another entry, I would definitely take it from around here and pull it even wider about here. If we get this, I'm not sure if we're going to get this, we can also go up, reject on this trend line, and move back down. What is a great possibility as well. But what I see it doing is going up, then either rejecting on the trend line or doing a swing failure pattern with this high, and then starting to move down. So this is what I think is going to happen with Ethereum. Afterwards, we definitely going to reject somewhere here. We're going to have a nice pump. This is a level that we need to have a lot of strength to break through. We have this high, we have a support, we have the key zone, and afterwards we're going to reject. We probably get our trend line retest. After retest, we would be free to go, swipe right through, and take these highs. I just want Ethereum to close above this trend line. Let me quickly clean that up a little bit. Fixed range here, take this away, and let me take away the path. I'm going to take that back on our next stream. So what I want is that Bitcoin breaks this. Another way, if you don't want to take too much risk, is you wait for this breakout and then you trade the retest. Now, am I doing that? I'm already in a trade since down here, but I'm probably going to recompound if we get this breakthrough or if we break this one. If you check 4 hourly, we still have space. We're not overbought. Everything looks really good on the 4 hourly RSI. And this means everything that needs to happen right now is Bitcoin needs a nice 4 hour close. That's what happened right now. As you see, we closed above this high. We don't have a swing failure pattern. Now Bitcoin can pump a little bit higher, then reject, move all the way down, get this trade in there, or maybe even lower when Trump gets in office, go all the way down here and then move up from here. I'm going to keep you guys posted. If you want that I go over altcoins or other meme coins that you want, please comment. Don't forget to follow, and I'm gonna analyze Bitcoin after the inauguration again, and I can do altcoins, I can do meme coins, and if you want, I can show you all the top indicator charts that I use to see if we are meeting the cycle top or if we are close to the cycle top. So let me know drop a like. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next week.